In this podcast, we are going to take a look and see what the Gemara says about what type of person is destined for Olam Haba, as in meaning the next world or eternal reward after life in this world. So looking at Gemara Tanit on page, let me find the right page, Kaf Bet Amud Aleph 22a, folio 1 in the English Art Scroll Gemara. Near the bottom of the page it says, the Gemara relates a story about the saintly deeds of some seemingly ordinary people. It goes through one or two examples of people that are going to Olam Haba. However, the one of the examples it gives stands out, and Rav Baroka, who's the person or rabbi featured in this episode, Eliyahu Hanavi would frequently appear to him, and the narrative continues. And in this example, we are going to see what type of person merits Olam Haba. So Eliyahu came to Rav Baroka again, and he says, these people here, they were in the marketplace. And Eliyahu Hanavi said to Rav Baroka, these two, those people over there, they are also destined for Olam Haba. So Rav Baroka went up to them and said to them, what do you do that you might merit Olam Haba? They said to him, we are comedians, Anshe Badoche Anan. We are comedians, and we go to cheer up those who are depressed. Inami, additionally, whenever we see two people involved in a quarrel, Tarichinan va'avdinan luhu shalama. We strive hard to make peace between them. Whenever we see two people in a quarrel, we strive hard to make peace between them. Footnote number 10, that is, they devoted their comic talents solely to these types of situations and thus acted for the sake of heaven. And this is a really novel concept, that Hashem rewards somebody or these people with Olam Haba. As I said, the Gemara mentions other examples on the same page, but the one that we're talking about in this podcast are these two comedians who go and cheer people up. They seek out people who are depressed and they make them laugh, they cheer them up. And for that, and that alone, or that is a big enough merit in Hashem's eyes, that these people would be destined for Olam Haba, as in their eternal reward in the next world. How remarkable. And an interesting lesson from this is that ultimately, it's Hashem's cheshbon, it's Hashem's reckoning that decides who will merit Olam Haba for seemingly the most mundane acts. Comedians who go and make depressed people laugh. Therefore, the lesson from this is that in life, when we come across different types of people with different personalities, people with different character traits, one should never judge them and say, oh, this person is bad. You don't know what a person does. You don't know, according to Hashem's reckoning, who is destined for Olam Haba. And one narrative or one idea that we've seen in not only this particular daf that we're looking at, but in previous videos as well, that when one looks out for others, the other video that we recorded, which was about the star sign, showing what's your star sign and can we overcome our horoscope, that the person there merited to be saved from death. That's in the end of Gemara Shabbat, because he did an act that saved somebody else from embarrassment. So we do have a narrative here, although we don't know Hashem's reckoning. We see a certain theme that Hashem, if we can say, I'm not sure if it's appropriate to say, but Hashem has a soft spot, if for want of a better expression, for people who look out for others, for people who avoid shaming others or save somebody from embarrassment. Or as we see in the case here, these two comedians that were destined for Olam Haba purely for their talents, which they used to cheer people up who were otherwise depressed. And on a similar theme, there's another famous medrash. I believe it's from Seder Hadorot in the name of the medrash, that Rabbi Yoshua ben Alam, who was an outstanding Talmid Chacham, very learned, he had a dream one night where a voice called out and said, be happy, Rav Alam, because you and Nanas the butcher will share the same great reward in Gan Eden. When he woke up in the morning, he was absolutely disturbed. He said, all my life I feared Hashem, I did only mitzvot, I spent time learning Torah, I never went anywhere without wearing sitter and tefillin. Why would my reward be equivalent to that of a butcher, this chap Nanas the butcher? He sent a message to his Talmidim, to his students. He told them, last night I had a dream. Please, can you go and find out if there's a butcher somewhere in town, or track this guy down. I want to find out who he is and what he does, and why is it that I merit seemingly just an ordinary place in Gan Eden with this ordinary butcher. So when they found this this character Nanas the butcher, they found out that he has an elderly father and mother, and they are very weak, and they can't stand up on their own, they can't eat on their own, and every day he goes to their home, he bathes them and clothes them and feeds them. And when Rabbi Shua heard these words, he realized, wow, okay, now I realize how lucky they are, or he is, how lucky this Nanas the butcher is to merit doing this great mitzvah of looking after his parents. And for that, again, this seemingly ordinary butcher who wasn't necessarily so learned in Torah, that he would merit such a high place just for looking after his parents with such dedication. Let's learn from these ideas from these comedians who made people laugh and merited Olam Haba, from Nanas the butcher, who also merited Olam Haba for looking after his parents. May we all look after one another, may we all look out for one another, and Bezrat Hashem, may we all merit to have a high place in Olam Haba. Baruch Adonai L'olam, Amen ve'amen.